For nearly all of human history, the night was a vast and impenetrable darkness. Our ancestors, guided by the rhythms of the sun and moon, found their world shrink dramatically when the sun dipped below the horizon. But at some point, deep in our past, perhaps a million years ago, we learned to control fire. This was not just a discovery, it was the first great taming of a natural force. Fire offered warmth against the biting cold. It provided a formidable defense, keeping nocturnal predators at a safe distance. And most profoundly, it gave us light. With a flickering flame, the darkness was pushed back, and the human day was extended beyond the limits set by nature. As human societies grew more complex, moving from nomadic bands to settled agricultural communities, the need for more portable and controlled sources of light became apparent. A large, open bonfire was not practical or safe inside a permanent dwelling. This necessity drove the invention of the oil lamp, a simple yet ingenious device that appeared thousands of years ago. The earliest examples, found in places like Mesopotamia and ancient Palestine, were often little more than carved stone or clay bowls. People would fill the bowl with a fuel source, commonly animal fat, olive oil, sesame oil. They would place a wick made of flax or other plant fibers into the liquid to draw it upward for a slow, sustained burn. These simple lamps represented a major step forward in the domestication of light. For the first time, light was truly portable. As the Roman Empire faded and Europe entered the Middle Ages, a different form of lighting technology gained prominence: the candle. While candles had existed for centuries, their use became widespread during this period. The most common and affordable type was the tallow candle. These were made by rendering animal fat, typically from beef or mutton, and repeatedly dipping a wick of twisted fiber into the molten tallow until a thick cylinder was formed. Tallow candles were the workhorses of medieval lighting, found in the homes of common people, in taverns, and in workshops. They provided a steady, if somewhat dim, source of light for daily tasks. However, the tallow candle was far from perfect. It produced greasy soot and an acrid, foul smell as it burned. Tallow candles tended to gutter and drip, and required frequent trimming of the wick. A far superior alternative existed, yet it was a luxury reserved for the wealthy and the powerful. This was the beeswax candle. Produced from honeycomb, it burned brighter, much cleaner, with very little smoke, and a faint honey-like aroma. For centuries, the fundamental technology of light remained largely unchanged. But the dawn of the 19th century brought the Industrial Revolution and a radical new way to illuminate the world: gaslighting. The process, pioneered by inventors like William Murdoch in Britain, involved heating coal in an oxygen-deprived container to produce a flammable gas known as coal gas. This gas could then be piped through a network of hollow tubes and ignited at a burner, producing a bright, steady, continuous flame that was far superior to any candle or oil lamp. The impact of gaslighting on urban life was immediate and profound. Its first major application was in factories and mills. Multiple shifts kept machinery operating around the clock, dramatically increasing industrial output. Starting with Pall Mall in London in 1807, municipalities installed gas lamps along major streets. Public illumination made cities dramatically safer after dark. Nightlife flourished as theaters, restaurants, and shops stayed open later. At home, a simple turn of a tap could flood a room with a brightness previously unimaginable. Gaslight brightened the modern world, pushing back the shadows on a scale never before seen. Even as gaslight was transforming cities, scientists and inventors were exploring a new and even more powerful force: electricity. The earliest form of practical electric lighting was the arc lamp. First demonstrated by Sir Humphrey Davy in the early 1800s, an arc lamp created light by passing a powerful current across a small gap between two carbon electrodes. This produced an intensely brilliant, almost blindingly white light. Due to their brightness and heat, arc lamps were unsuitable for home use. They were reserved for lighting vast public spaces and industrial halls. The carbon rods burned away and required frequent replacement, making them high maintenance. The true revolution required a safe, small, long-lasting light for every home. This challenge captivated inventors worldwide, most notably Thomas Alva Edison. In 1879, Edison's team created a practical incandescent bulb with a thin, high-resistance filament of carbonized bamboo, sealed in a vacuum. The vacuum prevented rapid burnout, allowing the filament to incandesce for hundreds of hours. It was affordable, reliable, and part of a complete system Edison was building to power it. Unlike the harsh arc, it produced a warm, steady, clean, and safer light, banishing darkness at the flick of a switch. Section 6. The War of Currents. Edison. Tesla. The power grid. Thomas Edison's practical bulb was only half the battle. He built the Pearl Street Station in New York City, delivering direct current power in 1882. DC worked, but could not be transmitted efficiently over long distances. Tesla championed alternating current. With transformers, AC voltage could be stepped up for long-distance transmission and stepped down for safe use. High-voltage AC could travel hundreds of miles with minimal loss, then be delivered to homes and businesses. A fierce rivalry ensued. Edison tried to portray AC as dangerously unsafe. Westinghouse, holding Tesla's patents, pushed AC's superior efficiency and scalability. The Chicago World's Fair showcased AC's potential to the world. Harnessing Niagara Falls to send AC power to Buffalo sealed AC's victory. AC laid the groundwork for the modern electrical grid, making electricity and the incandescent light it powered an affordable and ubiquitous feature of modern life. For the first half of the 20th century, the warm glow of the incandescent bulb dominated. Beloved, but inefficient. Less than 10% became visible light. The rest was heat. The search for better alternatives led to fluorescent lamps in the late 1930s. An electric current through low-pressure mercury vapor produces ultraviolet, which strikes a phosphor coating that fluoresces to make visible light. Fluorescents matched incandescent light using about a quarter of the electricity and lasted longer. They thrived in commercial and industrial settings. Early models flickered, hummed, and cast a cool light many found harsh at home. The halogen lamp arrived in the 1950s, an incandescent with halogen gas inside that redeposits tungsten, running hotter for brighter, whiter, longer-lasting light. Compact, high-intensity light made halogen ideal for headlamps, floods, and accent lighting. In 1962, Nick Holonyak Jr. invented the first practical LED, a semiconductor that emits light when current passes through it. Early LEDs were dim, red only, and used mainly as indicators in electronics. Few could have predicted this tiny light would one day challenge and replace earlier lighting technologies. For years, LEDs remained niche, too dim for general illumination. The breakthrough came in the early 1990s with the first high-brightness blue LED, Isamu Akasaki, Hiroshi Amano, and Shuji Nakamura. With red, green, and blue LEDs, it became possible to create bright, high-quality white light. This invention earned the Nobel Prize in Physics in 2014 and unlocked solid-state lighting with phosphor-converted white LEDs. A simpler, cost-effective solution accelerated adoption. Light output roughly doubled every 2 years while cost per lumen plummeted. LEDs use up to 85% less energy than incandescent bulbs, and about 50% less than fluorescents. Many are rated 25 to 50,000 hours or more. Solid state, durable, any shape, from tiny diodes to flexible panels. Instant full brightness, easy dimming, and precise color control with millions of hues, tunable from warm glow to cool white. The LED is a versatile light source, the culmination of a century of electrical innovation. The rise of the LED coincided with the proliferation of the internet and connected devices. The marriage of these technologies gave birth to smart lighting. By embedding processors and wireless chips, light becomes a dynamic, interactive part of our environment. With apps, voice, or sensors, users control color and brightness to match mood, time of day, or activity. Lights can wake us gently and dim to promote rest, supporting our circadian rhythms. Smart systems reduce waste with occupancy sensing and daylight-responsive dimming. Entire buildings and cities monitor usage in real time to manage energy at scale. Paired with renewables, lighting approaches carbon neutrality, from off-grid streetlights to efficient architectural facades. The long journey from controlled fire to networked LEDs is the story of humanity itself: needs, knowledge, ambition. Each innovation pushed back the night, accelerating industry, safety, education, and culture. From fire to photons, the history of lighting is the story of human progress itself.